What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Steve. I got my coffee in hand, and today I wanted to talk about home inspections. What is a home inspection, you might be asking yourself? Well, I'm here to talk to you about that and kind of let you know what to expect and what it is and why I believe you should always have one done. So, you guys ready? Let's get started. Hey guys, so welcome back. Like I said, today I'm going to talk about home inspections and what they are and why I think they're really, really important to have done regardless of the market and regardless of if it's a multi-million-dollar home that looks like it's 100% to the most not so desirable home. It should always be done, in my opinion. So what happened was, in the last 2 years with the whole COVID, a lot of agents were persuading their buyers to actually waive these inspections, just in order to get that buyer to accept their offer, right? So buyers were asking for sellers were asking buyers waive a lot of these contingencies, and the home inspection is just one of those things, right? And now you're starting to read a lot about why, or buyer's remorse. And one of those things is how a lot of people waive their inspections, because now they're finding out that the home that they bought, they're coming in and now they're finding that the roof's leaking. Maybe the electrical's not up to date. Plumbing is backing up. There's all these things that are happening that they would have been aware of had they done the home inspection. But unfortunately, like in any industry, and I'm just speaking, this is just my own opinion, a lot of times people are persuaded to do things that I personally don't think they should be, right? I would never ever ask any of my buyers, and I've never asked any of my buyers to waive the inspection. Now, you as a buyer, if you decide that that's what you wanted to do in order to get that offer accepted, well then I think that you're obviously entitled to that. So, but as a realtor, as a professional, I would never ask anybody to do that. So, and I would never do it for myself either. So anyhow, so what does an inspector do? So the inspector, what they're gonna do? Hold on, let me have some coffee really quick. I start talking so much, I'm like, oh, I need something in my mouth here as far as liquids go, like coffee. Anyhow, so what does an inspector do? So the inspector is going to happen once your offer is accepted. You have a certain amount of days. You can go between 10 and 17 days once the offer is accepted, and it's considered a contingency. So what you're going to do as a buyer, you and your agent will actually hire somebody that's going to come out to the property, and you're entitled to be there or not be there. It's up to you. I'm always there myself. I'll be there and I'll walk around with the inspector and just kind of show him the way or her the way and stuff like that. So, but as a buyer, you're more than welcome to be there as well too. It's within your rights. I mean, you're buying this house, so you should be able to be there. But anyhow, so the inspector is just going to kind of go around. They're going to check everything from top to bottom, inside and out. They're going to check roofing, plumbing, electrical. They're going to go room by room. They're going to check the AC. They're going to check making sure that the air is being blown properly through the AC, the ducts up in the attic. So they're just going to dissect the house, really, okay? Which we as buyers, as an agent, a buyer's agent, that's what you want done, right? Because now you will be able to see what this house or condo or townhouse or dwelling that you're buying, you'll be able to know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And it also is going to give you some leverage to negotiate too, as well too. So as your agent, then so basically what happens is then once it's done, the inspector is going to go, they'll write up their report. It takes about 24 to 48 hours for them to write this report up. They're going to have pictures and they're going to have lots of details, and in their opinion, they're going to obviously write up as to what needs to be done. They'll also let us know. We'll talk with them as well too, and they'll kind of let us know, like, well, some of these things could just be, maybe it's just like a little like screw that needs to be screwed in, or it could be everything from there's not enough air being blown up on top of the second floor with the AC. So you're gonna get all that, and now once we get that report, we'll actually share that with the buyer. Okay, and then that's where you come up with your game plan. You write up your game plan, and now you have leverage to actually negotiate with the seller. Okay, so then us as agents will write up all the repair requests. We'll send that over to the listing agent, and we go from there. And that's when the negotiation starts. So sometimes they're going to offer you some credit. Maybe they'll fix some of the little things. Maybe they're not going to want to deal anything. They're not going to fix anything. They're not going to offer any credit. But you now as a buyer know exactly what you have in store if you do decide to move forward with the house. And now you're more well equipped to financially know if you can handle something of that magnitude. Maybe the AC needs to be replaced, but at least now you'll know, as opposed to had you waived that inspection, you're not going to know anything. You're going to go in there, it's hot, especially out here in Southern California. It starts blowing, and then all of a sudden it's broken, and you had no idea that's going to happen, right? So now Murphy's Law happened, and now you're, for better words, out of luck at this point. So personally, like I said, I never waive the inspections. I always ask that they be done. But again, it's always up to you to do it. Here in California, you're not required. It's not by law to have it done. And I think in this market now, this is October of 2022. And obviously the market's been changing and stuff. It's getting a little softer in certain areas and stuff. Buyers are more willing to work, or sellers are actually more willing to work with buyers and stuff. So I totally recommend having that done. It does come out of pocket from the buyer, but it's typically, a couple $100 depending on the size of the house. But there's someone that I work with who's a veteran. It's a veteran-owned company, and I'm a big supporter of the veterans and stuff like that. So I love to support all those that have served and small businesses. So this is kind of an idea of what it looks like, right? So it's this big like booklet, and it's got like pages and photos, and even like with this particular home here, this is a newer home. This was a 2018 that I was able to get a family into, and we still were able to find things, right? So even with a newer home, and it just detailed stuff in here, right? So anyhow, whomever you're working with, and if you're deciding to buy a house, that's one of those things that you really want to keep in mind. So, all right, hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and we will see you again and talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.